Come step back in time. Hello, history enthusiasts. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating stories of the past. Today, we're journeying back to the ancient world of the Mayans. So, buckle up and let's unravel the mysteries of this incredible civilization. Now, when we think of the Mayans, what comes to mind? Is it their intricate calendar system, their towering pyramids, or perhaps their mysterious disappearance? There's so much to explore, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. First, let's set the scene. Picture yourself in a dense tropical rainforest. The air is thick with humidity. The sounds of exotic birds echo through the trees, and in the distance, you can just make out the outline of a towering pyramid, its stone steps worn by centuries of use. This is the world of the Mayans, a civilization that thrived from 2000 BC to 250 AD. Over the next few minutes, we're going to delve into their rich culture, their advanced understanding of astronomy and mathematics, and their deeply spiritual connection to the natural world. We'll explore their cities, their daily life, and the legacy they left behind. So stay tuned as we step back in time and walk in the footsteps of the Mayans. Whether you're a history buff or just curious about the world, we promise you'll learn something new and fascinating. Let's get started. Let's start at the beginning. The Mayans were one of the most advanced civilizations of their time, with a rich culture and a deep understanding of astronomy and mathematics. They were also skilled architects, as evidenced by the magnificent pyramids they left behind. But let's delve a bit deeper into their fascinating world. The Mayans were not just advanced for their time, they were pioneers in many fields. For instance, their understanding of astronomy was so precise that they could predict solar eclipses and even the movement of the planets. Imagine, without any modern tools or technology, they were able to map out the night sky with an accuracy that still astounds scientists today. Their mathematical system was equally impressive. They developed the concept of zero, a mathematical principle that is fundamental to our modern number system. This concept was so advanced that it wouldn't be rediscovered in Europe until centuries later. And let's not forget their architectural prowess. The pyramids they built were not just grand structures, but also served as astronomical observatories and sacred spaces. Each stone was meticulously placed, each structure carefully aligned with celestial bodies. The most famous of these is the Pyramid of Kukulkan at Chichen Itza, where during the spring and autumn equinoxes, a shadow falls on the pyramid in the shape of a serpent representing the Mayan god Kukulkan. But the Mayans were not just about science and architecture. They had a rich and vibrant culture filled with music, art, and a complex system of writing. Their glyphs, or symbols, were used to record their history and beliefs on stone monuments, pottery, and even in books made from bark paper. In the next few minutes, we'll explore these aspects of the Mayan civilization in more detail, uncovering the secrets of their awe-inspiring constructions and their captivating culture. So, stay tuned as we journey back in time to the world of the Mayans. Next, We'll explore the Mayans' complex hieroglyphic writing system, one of the most sophisticated in the ancient world. This system was not just a means of communication, but also a form of art, deeply intertwined with their culture and daily life. We'll take a closer look at some of the most common symbols and their meanings, and you'll be amazed at the depth and intricacy of this ancient language. We'll also delve into their religious beliefs, which played a crucial role in every aspect of their society. The Mayans had a pantheon of gods, each with their own unique characteristics and stories. We'll introduce you to some of these deities, like the feathered serpent, a god of creation, and the rain god, who was crucial for their agriculture. But it wasn't just about gods and goddesses. The Mayans believed in a complex afterlife, with different levels of heaven and hell. We'll guide you through their beliefs about death and what comes after, which were far from simple. Religion wasn't just a belief system for the Mayans, it was a way of life. It influenced their architecture, their calendar, their rituals, and even their ball games. We'll show you how religion was woven into every aspect of Mayan life, from the grand temples they built to honor their gods, to the daily rituals they performed for good luck and protection. And finally, we'll discuss the role of the priests in Mayan society. These were not just religious leaders, but also scholars, scientists, and keepers of knowledge. They were the ones who wrote the hieroglyphs, predicted the movements of the stars, and performed the sacred rituals. Their role was crucial in maintaining the order and prosperity of the Mayan civilization. So stay tuned as we dive deep into the fascinating world of the Mayans, a civilization that was far ahead of its time in many ways, and whose mysteries we are still unraveling today. Despite their advancements, the Mayan civilization wasn't without its challenges. From internal conflicts to environmental changes, we'll examine the factors that led to their decline. Let's start with the internal conflicts. The Mayan civilization was not a single unified empire, but rather a collection of city-states, each with its own ruler. These city-states often clashed with each other, leading to periods of intense warfare. This constant conflict weakened the Mayan civilization from within, making it more susceptible to external threats. One such threat was environmental changes. The Mayans relied heavily on their environment for survival. They practiced slash and burn agriculture, which involved cutting down trees and burning the remaining vegetation to create fertile soil for their crops. However, this method of farming led to deforestation and soil erosion, which over time made the land less productive. In addition to these environmental challenges, the Mayans also faced changes in their climate. Evidence suggests that the region experienced periods of severe drought. Without a reliable source of water, the Mayans struggled to grow enough food to support their population. But it wasn't just the physical environment that posed a challenge. The Mayans believed in a complex system of gods and rituals, and when things went wrong, they often attributed these misfortunes to the displeasure of the gods. As the environmental and societal problems worsened, the Mayans may have felt that their gods had abandoned them, leading to a crisis of faith. Lastly, we cannot ignore the impact of foreign invasions. While the Mayan civilization was already in decline by the time the Spanish arrived in the 16th century, the introduction of new diseases and the brutality of the conquest accelerated their downfall. in the next part of our video. We'll delve deeper into each of these factors, exploring how they interplayed and ultimately led to the decline of this once thriving civilization. In our final segment, we'll discuss the legacy of the Mayans and how their knowledge and innovations continue to influence us today. From the Mayan calendar to their contributions to agriculture, the impact of this ancient civilization is still felt in the modern world. Let's start with the Mayan calendar. This intricate system of timekeeping, which was far ahead of its time, is still a subject of fascination today. The Mayans had not one, but 3 calendars, each serving a different purpose. The Hab was a solar calendar, the Tzolk'in was a sacred calendar, and the long count was used to track longer periods of time. These calendars were used to determine important events, such as religious ceremonies and agricultural activities. Moving on to agriculture, the Mayans were pioneers in the field. They developed a system of sustainable agriculture that included crop rotation and terracing. One of their most significant contributions was the cultivation of maize, which remains a staple food in many cultures today. But the Mayans were not just about calendars and agriculture. They were also skilled architects and engineers. Their cities were meticulously planned and featured impressive structures like pyramids and palaces. Many of these structures have withstood the test of time and can still be visited today. In the realm of astronomy, the Mayans were equally accomplished. They were able to accurately predict celestial events such as eclipses. This knowledge was used not only for practical purposes, but also played a crucial role in their religious beliefs and rituals. Finally, we cannot talk about the Mayans without mentioning their writing system. The Mayans were one of the few civilizations in the ancient. They harnessed the raw materials of their environment and transformed them into breathtaking cities that still stand today. And it's not just their architectural prowess that's impressive. The Mayans were also skilled astronomers. They could predict celestial events like eclipses and use this knowledge to create their famously accurate calendar system. Imagine, without telescopes or any advanced tools, they were able to map out the stars and understand the rhythm of the cosmos. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the Mayan civilization